Trump speaks out. IQD and VND set to revalue July 1st. Are you ready? Iraqi Dinar News Today 2025. Welcome back to RV News, your trusted source for real-time updates and deep dives into the global currency revaluation movement. If you're holding on to Iraqi Dinar or Vietnamese Dong, or simply following the unfolding global financial reset, today's update is one you absolutely cannot miss. We have a bombshell report to unpack that centers around former President Donald Trump's surprising and highly impactful comments on the revaluation of both the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, and Vietnamese Dong, VND. According to inside sources and recent media appearances, Trump has hinted that these long-anticipated currency shifts are not only real but also imminent. He stated clearly and confidently that the revaluation of the dinar and dong is slated to go live starting July 1st, 2025. That's just days away. So the million-dollar question is, are you ready? In his speech during a closed-door briefing attended by financial insiders, international business leaders, and political allies, Trump reportedly addressed several key topics regarding the global financial realignment. But what stunned attendees the most was when he pivoted toward international currencies and said, "The time has come for fairness in global trade." And that starts with allowing nations like Iraq and Vietnam to reflect their true economic value. July 1st will be a new beginning for their currencies. Those words hit like thunder. While Trump stopped short of confirming specific new rates, the tone and certainty in his delivery left little doubt that July 1st will mark a pivotal day. In the currency revaluation timeline. Now, let's dive into the context and decode what this means for dinar and dong holders. As many of you already know, both the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong have been grossly undervalued for years due to war, sanctions, manipulated trade practices, and artificial rate control by central banking systems. However, over the past 2 years, both Iraq and Vietnam have undergone tremendous economic transformations. Iraq has stabilized its oil output, signed major reconstruction contracts with Western firms, and tightened control over corruption and inflation. Similarly, Vietnam has emerged as one of the fastest-growing economies in Southeast Asia, attracting major investments from global tech giants including Apple, Samsung, and Intel. But all of this progress has occurred under outdated currency exchange rates, ones that do not reflect their true purchasing power or economic contributions. That's where the RV, or currency revaluation, enters the picture. Trump has been a vocal critic of currency manipulation by foreign governments for decades. During his presidency, he pushed hard for monetary policy reforms and transparency in global financial dealings. This makes it no surprise that he would continue to advocate for currency parity in 2025, especially as the world moves toward a new economic order following digital currency reforms, BRICS expansions, and ongoing de-dollarization trends. The intel we're receiving from DC insiders, former Treasury Department staff, and banking personnel across major U.S. institutions including Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, and even HSBC is that preparations are complete. Redemption centers are quietly going live. Staff are being rebriefed. New rate sheets have been delivered but remain sealed until the official global reset announcement. The target date, based on both Trump's comments and corroborating reports, is July 1st, and for the first time, multiple international central banks appear to be in sync. Iraq's central bank has updated its internal systems, while Vietnam's state bank has aligned its cross-border financial protocols with the SWIFT global system, suggesting they are ready to move at a moment's notice. Let's take a moment to understand what a revaluation could look like. While nothing is confirmed, there are multiple rate projections being discussed in financial circles. For the Iraqi dinar, conservative estimates suggest a jump from its current street rate of approximately 1,300 IQD to $1 to an initial international rate of $3.91 to $4.81 per IQD, depending on oil export contracts and IMF approvals. As for the Vietnamese dong, projections range from a current rate of about 23,500 VND to $1 to to an anticipated revalued rate of 47 cents to 71 cents per VND, reflecting Vietnam's manufacturing strength and digital economic reforms. Trump's support of this timing couldn't be more critical. With an election year ramping up and economic debates dominating political discourse, a major financial shift like this could redefine both global trade and domestic economic optimism. Whether Trump is reinstated into office or not, his influence on the financial world is undeniable. Supporters argue that his endorsement of this revaluation gives it significant legitimacy, while detractors question whether this could be political theater. However, the sheer number of independent confirmations and the synchronized actions of central banks suggest this is no bluff. So, what does this mean for you, the holder of IQD or VND? It means you need to be prepared. Now, double-check that. Your currencies are authentic. Review your financial strategy. Know where you'll be exchanging your notes, whether it's through private redemption centers, Tier 1 banks, or special appointment-based platforms. Be wary of misinformation. There's been an uptick in scams and false alerts recently, especially as we get closer to the anticipated release window. Stick with verified intel sources like RV News and do not give in to panic or hasty decisions. Trump's timing is also telling. July 1st is the beginning of Q3 2025, a fiscal checkpoint for many governments and institutions. Additionally, the U.S. Treasury and Federal Reserve are rolling out new asset-backed security protocols starting that same week. The alignment of these two events, currency revaluation and financial system reform, suggests a carefully coordinated global economic reset, and the beneficiaries? Currency holders who had the foresight to prepare early, who understood that these worthless notes were in fact tickets to massive generational wealth. Senior White House economic advisor, speaking off the record, confirmed that multiple diplomatic envoys have met in recent weeks to finalize trade terms post-RV. This includes special bilateral agreements between Iraq and the U.S., and a multi-sector cooperation memorandum between Vietnam and the EU. These deals are designed to ensure the long-term stability of the revalued currencies and prevent a market shock when the new rates go live. There's also buzz about contract rates special, pre-negotiated rates reserved for certain groups or sovereign entities. While not officially confirmed, some reports indicate that certain private holders of IQD and VND may be eligible for these enhanced rates, provided they meet specific criteria such as humanitarian project commitments or large currency holdings. Trump's advocacy for America First may include ensuring that U.S. citizens have first access to these higher-tier exchange options. We're also getting reports from banking insiders that multiple banks across the U.S. have begun internal rehearsals for high-volume currency exchanges. Software platforms like the Quantum Financial System, QFS, and FedNow are being integrated to process exchanges instantly and securely. These systems are expected to go fully operational by July 1st, matching the exact timeline Trump referenced. In fact, a Wells Fargo team member revealed that high-security envelopes labeled IQD VND protocols were distributed in early June to select branches. Many currency holders are wondering what will happen to those who delay or miss the exchange window. While there's no official cutoff announced, industry insiders are warning that the best rates will be offered during the first 10 days after revaluation. After that, rates may float or be limited to market values, meaning early adopters will have the advantage. Trump himself emphasized the phrase, "strike while the iron is hot," a strong suggestion that hesitation could mean missing out from a global policy standpoint. This revaluation could shift the entire balance of trade and power. For decades, the U.S. dollar has been the world's primary reserve currency, but that dominance has been challenged by BRICS nations, digital currency rollouts, and increasing global debt. By revaluing the dinar and dong, a new multipolar financial world could emerge, one in which resource-rich nations and production powerhouses are finally compensated fairly. Trump's endorsement of this reset is likely aimed at positioning the U.S. as a proactive player in this transformation, Rather than being caught flat-footed. It's important to note that not all mainstream media outlets are covering this. In fact, many are silent, possibly under NDA restrictions or deliberate information suppression. But the volume of chatter in global forums, financial intel platforms, and behind-the-scenes leaks has grown too loud to ignore. Major platforms are already seeing increased activity from currency holders setting appointments, securing trusts, and consulting wealth managers in anticipation of an early July exchange window. One final thing to consider: Trump's involvement may trigger an acceleration of timelines. Sources say that foreign governments, including those in the Middle East and Asia, are responding quickly to his announcement, pushing to synchronize their own monetary policies to the July 1st window. There are whispers that the IMF and World Bank have given quiet approval to begin releasing post-RV infrastructure funding to Iraq and Vietnam, which further validates the legitimacy of this movement.